And then we hit that finish line and all the emotions. I mean, the emotions were hitting me earlier in the race, about mile 20 they started. We were keeping them under control, but the emotions hit me when we crossed that finish line, and I just lost it. The dogs, like I've said before, it's hard to put into words what they mean to me and what they mean to my running, what they mean just in general in my life, and what they've done for me over the last 4 years. There's not a lot of dogs out there that are going to be running the marathon, let's be honest. So, I mean, most people out there didn't believe me, like, that they were running the marathon with me. So, like, there's not a lot of dogs trained to be able to do what they did today. I wanted to enjoy being out there, racing, having them with me, and enjoying the city that is my hometown and where I'm from. And finally, I was like, let's show off these dogs a little bit. Let's show off what we are, who we are, and what these dogs can do. They're not just out here trotting along. They can open up their stride. So we ended that race at about a 7-minute per mile pace. I know that doesn't sound super fast, but for me, that's fast. And the dogs were trotting along, opening up the gate a little bit, and we were pumping up the crowd. Everybody was yelling and screaming, and it was awesome. Good morning, Heart and Hound community. We are back with another video. If you're new here, my name's Kyle, and this is the Heart and Hound channel where me and my 2 dogs started a mission called Heart and Hound, where we are running 2,000 miles in 2026 to bring awareness, to educate, and to fund heart screenings for the 2,000 young lives that are lost every year under the age of 25 due to sudden cardiac arrest. My goal in this video is to take you through the next today, tomorrow, and Saturday leading up to the Flying Pig Marathon on Sunday. Today starts our ramp up of our carb loading and our nutrition and our fueling and our hydration. So I'm going to take you through everything I'm drinking and eating today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Just show you kind of what the days look like leading up to a big race like the Flying Pig Marathon on Sunday. So come on, let's go outside for the last time. Go potty. Go for. Oh, Maverick wants to play. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got his ball. 2 brothers going at it. See you, Moosey Goose. See you later, Bubba. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? See you, Mavy boy. I'll see you. Go up on your bed. Down. Good boy. I'll see you later. Oh, that's a big belly rub. That's a belly rub. See you, Bubba. Mwah. Okay, you're 2. Mwah. Oh, thank you. Out this morning. Very cheap. Alright, we are headed off to school. Pulling away right now. Got my fruit smoothie. Or actually, we'll have that today, tomorrow, Saturday. And then we'll have a different version of a fruit smoothie on Sunday pre-race. We had our 1 Magna packet already. We'll have another packet of Magna electrolytes later. I'm also going to show you what what my 2 dogs are eating. What I'm kind of increasing in their diet to help them run a marathon as well. So stay tuned for that. Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are back just now leaving school, just sipping on our carb mix with a little sodium in it. It's got 25 grams of cane sugar. It's got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which gives us about 545 milligrams of sodium. Then it's got a little lemon juice, a little lime juice, and then a little bit of just like a Mio water flavoring in it to round off the flavoring of a 10-minute drive home. And then we're gonna get our run in, about 4 miles today, and then we will have our dinner, get stuff prepped, feed the dogs, kind of get stuff ready for tomorrow, and then kind of chill out. Hi, fellas. Oh my goodness. Thanks. Thank you, buddy. Stretchy stretch, Moosey. Oh, stretch it out. Oh, good boy. You're set. Oops. All right. Look at these big old things. Look at. See, no, they took him off as a puppy. Wish they would have taken Moosey's off. They cause him real trouble, don't they? Got a frozen fruit.
It was yours because she just went to Trader Joe's today, so I figured it.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. Such a good little boy. Alright, the boys are ready. Hold on, Moosey. Let's get you untangled. Alright, let's go. Ooh, that wind is chilly. Come here. Come here. Come here, Missy. Come here, Maddie.
They flew the lately at Augusta National and got for it, but they kind of gone away with it. You know, those things are together, Brad, you'll find a home over there.
Well, that's the global impact that they have had on golf.
Yeah. Look, I don't think
That have a bunch of money. I think they would want to work with the PGA. I don't think many people that love their YouTube portion of it. I think that would have been good. I think saw 4 PGA guys back.
The goal tomorrow is to hit about 400 grams of carbs. So we're going to try and hit about 400 grams of carbs, 130 grams of protein, less than 20 grams of fat, less than 20 grams of fiber, and about 4,000 milligrams of sodium. That's the goal for tomorrow. That's what nutrition and fuel is looking like for our peak carb and electrolyte load tomorrow. Let's get this carb load underway. I'm ready to go. Feeling great. Let's go. Everybody really wants to know about what I'm feeding my 2 dogs to be able to run a marathon. What are we gonna feed you, huh? What are we gonna feed you, Maverick? Over the supplements that we add into their food to begin with. We always start first and foremost, daily vitamin from the Native Pet. Next, I go to the eggshell powder. Next, we go to the coconut oil. Next, we go to the Vital Pet fish oil, pollock and salmon. Then we're going to, over the next couple of days, we started yesterday, we will split a can of sardines up for them. We have their raw food. A mixture of chicken quarters that I grind up in the grinder, chicken breast or chicken thighs and or both, ground beef, beef liver, or farm fresh, homegrown chicken eggs. I have 6 chickens outside in the backyard, so we get fresh eggs every day. Let's feed these boys. They are nice and ready and hungry. You boys hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry, Mav? Are you hungry? Yeah? 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 Lucy? Oh my goodness, look at that tail going. All right, let's go. All right, let's feed you boys. Come here, Lucy. Sit. Oh my goodness, you boys are so excited. Hey. Maverick, come here. Come here. Come here, Maverick. Spin. Down. Leave it. Good boys. Leave it. Oh my goodness, Moosey. Okay, free. Good boy. Moosey. Leave it. Never. Okay, free. Mav, free. Ooh, all that peanut butter. Look at all that peanut butter. Look at all that, maybe. We are just right at about 48 hours from the Flying Pig Marathon. That means today is our biggest carb load day. So my plan today is to take you all through exactly what I'm eating, what I'm drinking to carb up for the Flying Pig Marathon. Starting off with Magna electrolytes, 1 packet in here. So we're gonna sip on that this morning. Then we'll have our coffee, which is my Rise mushroom coffee. Then we're gonna have our morning fruit smoothie with mangoes, strawberries, blueberries. I've already kind of gone over everything that's in that. We'll head off to school, have our mid-morning snack, have our lunch, have our pre-run snack, run, have our dinner. We'll have about 400 to 420 grams of carbs in us, and we'll be fueled, ready to go to pull up to the start line on Sunday. What's going on, everybody? Just got home from school, got changed, about to get our shoes on, go for a quick little 3-mile run. So yeah, 3 miles today, 3 miles tomorrow. Keep the legs churning, keep blood flow to them, and show up Sunday ready to go. All right, so we're just now eating dinner. Nice, easy, simple dinner. Chicken and rice. 320 grams of rice, 4.5 ounces of chicken. Adds up to about 90 grams of carbs, 80 grams of carbs, something like that. 40 grams of protein. Good morning, everybody. It is 5 a.m. Saturday, May 2nd. Kind of simulating what race day is going to be like. So the gun goes off at 6:30. Early start time. We're going to get up about 4 a.m. I had our electrolytes. Going to have my coffee as I do a little stretching. 3-mile, just nice and easy run. Go get my bib today since I couldn't get it yesterday. Dogs weren't allowed in. It's not because they weren't allowed in the expo. They weren't allowed in the building that the expo was in. The expo's in this new convention center. Apparently they have new rules, so we weren't able to go in, which is fine. It is what it is. Places can have their rules about pets. I have to abide by them. And you just have to roll with the punches. So we're going to go down. They start at 10, so we're going to go down and get that. Then I wanted to kind of walk around the area of where the start and finish is going to be, because there's some races going on today. See what, tents are down there. See what stuff's going on. Should be a lot of activity going on down there. Come home, prep everything, all our gear for tomorrow, because it's going to be cold, like really cold. It's going to be in the 30s at start. and only get up to like 50, 55 maybe by the time I'm finishing. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm going to wear tomorrow. Get their bibs laminated and Velcro put on those. Kind of get all our nutrition for tomorrow morning ready. What the boys are gonna eat, what I'm gonna eat. But yeah, that's kind of what the morning looks like today and what it's gonna look like tomorrow. All right, that is a wrap on all runs before the pig tomorrow. 3 miles, nice and easy, nice pace, a little faster than we've been doing the last couple of days. Heart rate stayed low. Body feels amazing. Body feels fueled up, recovered. And the boys obviously are crushing it. Moosey, Maverick, absolutely crushing it. They are ready to go. Nobody says anything when I show up to the start line with these two boys. They're gonna have their harnesses on, they're gonna have their patches on, they're gonna have their bibs on as well. So I'll be revealing their bibs here in a little bit. Hopefully nobody stops us and we can go out, put out our best effort. Hopefully put some smiles on some faces. People seeing the dogs out there, bring some joy, bring some life to the party, to the race. So good morning, YouTube. We're back. It's race day. It is 3:56 a.m. We've got 2 hours, 2.5 hours till the gun goes off. It means we gotta get dressed, get a stretch in, get our nutrition and hydration in. The last one to get up. It's usually me and Maverick, and then Moose gets. Hi, buddy. Good boy, Moosey. It's cold out there. Hi, buddy. Thanks, I really wanted your butt right in my face. Boy. First, Bubba. Boys are absolutely crushing it. Just crossed mile 20. This is where the real race starts. This is where the fun begins. Heart and Hound is out here taking over the Flying Pig. Let's go. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to enjoy the race. I wanted to enjoy the course. I wanted to enjoy having my dogs with me out there on the course. And I wanted to enjoy everything that had to do with the marathon. From the fans that were out there, the volunteers, all the parties and stuff that were going on along the race, the handouts, for all of it, I wanted to enjoy it. I didn't want to. The last time I ran this was 1 year after my heart surgery, and I just like put my blinders on and like didn't enjoy it whatsoever. I just was locked in on just finishing. Where this time, like I said, I had my dogs. I wanted to enjoy being out there, racing, having them with me, and enjoying the city that is my hometown and where I'm from. I had the dogs with me, so I was trying to be as considerate as possible to all the other people out there, because like I said, I wanted them there with me, and I wanted them to be able to participate in this. So in turn, I have to respect everybody else out there and have everybody else's kind of participation in mind, because I don't want anything to happen to my dogs. I don't want my dogs to, get spooked and then cause some sort of turmoil, or, them cause some sort of somebody to fall or trip, or I didn't want any of that. So we were trying to be as considerate as possible to all the other people out there. I got no negative comments. It was all just smiles, excitement, laughing, joy, smiles. It was awesome. People taking pictures and videos. It was just so cool. I got recognized by multiple people from my hometown. Oh, that's the guy who runs through town with the two dogs. And, I'm known as, like I said, the guy who runs with his two dogs, with his Doberman and his lab pit. So it's just awesome. So let's talk about the dogs. Moose, the sweet boy sleeping right here, the golden lab pit mix. I rescued him 3 days before my open heart surgery, and he's been my rock ever since. He's been through the open heart surgery, the physical recovery. He was there with me when I was on a downward spiral mentally, with my mental health, with my alcohol abuse. And he's been there through the recovery of all that, through the mental health recovery, through the alcohol abuse recovery, through my sobriety. He's been there every step. And I started running with him when he was about a year old. And so, which means I was about a year out from my open heart surgery. And we've been running ever since. It gave me another reason to just say, hey, this is not how I want my life to be. This is not who I want to be. And they brought out the best of me. So I started running with Maverick. He started running about a year ago. I didn't start with him until he was about 18 months old, but he's been running with me for about a year now. All three of us ran in the Heart Mini Marathon back in March, where we ran the half marathon. And then we just, obviously, like I put out a video, if you watch my videos or have seen my videos, we ran a 50K 2 weeks ago. So they've ran in races before, and this was the biggest one they've ever ran in. Not distance-wise, but like people-wise, the lights were the brightest, per se. Every time we went past any groups of people, they were just yelling and cheering for the dogs. You'd hear, "Let's go dogs, love the pups," all that fun stuff. We were wearing our Heart and Hound shirt. We'd hear, "Let's go Heart and Hound, that's awesome." Or, you'd hear the, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing, I can't believe those dogs are running." Or I'd get the question, "Are they running the full thing with you? Have they been running the whole time with you?" So it was awesome. I mean, they had more fans out there than me, obviously, like always. I always tell everybody I get recognized by having them out with me. I'm known as the guy who runs with his dogs. So it was a fun time for sure. I mean, the dogs loved it. Moose's tail was up high, wagging. He had a smile on his face. Maverick had a smile on his face. Everybody that, there was some bike officials that were coming through, course officials coming around on the bike, And a lot of them would stop and ask questions about the dogs, and they'd be like, it looks like they're having a wonderful time. And they did. They had smiles on their faces. They were just trotting along, tails wagging, nub wagging for Maverick. And they never slowed down, never wavered whatsoever. And you start to get back into kind of civilization where downtown Cincinnati. And that's when we were like, all right, it started to feel, you could feel the juices flowing. You could feel that the excitement starting to build up. And the dogs, again, were just rocking and rolling through the mile. So it started to get more crowded with more people. So we started picking up the pace. Everybody's yelling and screaming for the dogs. Let's go, dogs. We love the pups. Go pups, whatever. Go Heart and Hound. And it was just so cool just hearing that, and to like bringing the joy to the race with the two dogs. And then we got to about mile 20. We hit mile 25 and it was go time. And we finished that last mile and a quarter in about a 8.5 minute per mile pace, so we went from mile 25 to mile 26. We were cooking. And then mile 26 to 26.2, that last 0.2 was kind of like the last finish line. And it was lined with people. Everybody was yelling and screaming. We were pumping up the crowd. It was awesome. And we took off. I mean, I felt so, like they say that the crowds give you that juice, that final juice that you need to finish the race. I was planning on doing that anyway, but then finally I was like, the biggest stage, the most miles in that situation, and they handled it perfectly. I mean, they didn't miss a beat. They never stopped, never like wavered, never showed any signs of fatigue, never like anything. Like they stopped and peed like once, and then Maverick had to stop and poop once. But other than that, we had 2 potty breaks basically the entire 26.2 miles. I had to go more than them, which was crazy. We stopped at mile, what was that, 10 or 12, and I got them some water. So I grabbed 2 cups from the aid stations and we just pulled off to the side and gave them some water. And then at about mile 16, there was a place handing out bacon. So I stopped and got a couple cups of bacon, gave them a couple pieces of bacon on the route. But the plan was, I've ran with them upwards of 20 miles. And then 2 weeks ago, I ran 31 miles with them, was to give them water and not really any food, not much water, a couple stops, and really no food whatsoever. I fed them this morning. I had a mixture. They each got 2 raw eggs with some bacon grease, fat, and some olive oil, and a little Greek yogurt with some beef liver. So that was kind of their morning pre-race snack. So that was plenty. Dogs work off of fat, not carbs like humans, but I've talked about that in previous videos. But they didn't really need anything else. And then I stopped at mile 19 or 20, gave them some more, got another cup of water for them each. And again, they didn't waver. We finished 26.2 miles together, every step from finish line, or from start line to finish line. And along the way, like I told you, I mean, there were so many people at like running and that were cheering people on, asking, are they running the full thing? Have they been running this whole time with you? Wow, that's awesome. Wow, they're motivating. People taking videos, pictures. It was super cool. It was just so cool. They brought so much joy, so much energy, so much excitement, and so many smiles to the race course today. And like I said, in recap, we did 51 miles this week, and now we are officially at 1,006 miles for the year. So we crossed 1,000 miles this year. Absolutely amazing. 1,000 miles of our 2,000 mile mission of 2,000 miles for 2,000 young lives that are lost every year due to sudden cardiac arrest. Approximately 2,000 people under the age of 25 are lost and die every year of sudden cardiac arrest. Most of those cardiac arrests stemming from a heart abnormality that could and would be found with in-depth proper heart screenings. Specifically, the EKG, and the echocardiogram. The echocardiogram being the main one that I believe in, that I believe should be in every physical exam, specifically for young athletes, just to have a baseline test. But it's not a thing. They're very expensive. Insurance won't pay for it, and doctors won't let you have them, even if you ask and beg for one, unless there is cause, unless there are symptoms that cause them and give them reason to order those tests. So the other option, I work with a foundation called MCOR Foundation. What they do, they offer group screening events, whether that be at a school, a sporting event, a local town event, anything like that. They offer group heart screenings, so you can't just do a one-off screening with them. You have to set up like a screening event with them. They offer minimal echocardiograms for kids age 12 to 22. They have caught many heart abnormalities that in turn those children and those families are able to take that to their doctor and get checked and get the proper care that they need for that heart abnormality. If you can't go to your doctor and ask for one because you're not, or your child's not posing symptoms, if your insurance isn't going to pay for it, this is a very expensive screening. It's multiple thousands of dollars. So if you can't pay for it, which a lot of people can't pay for an echocardiogram, this is the best way to do it, especially for your kid. And I believe all young athletes should be getting one, at a minimal echo and EKG at least once every couple years, just to have a baseline test and baseline numbers for where their heart stands. Why do I believe that? Well, at the age of 22, I was diagnosed with a mitral valve regurgitation. So blood, instead of being pushed out into my bloodstream, into my body, oxygenated blood going to my extremities, it was in turn not being pushed to my body and being sucked back into my heart, which in turn caused my heart to expand, become enlarged, caused my heart to start working at 2, 3, 4, 5 times its normal working level. It caused it to become very inefficient, and it caused the muscle of the heart walls to begin to thicken, which is really bad. At the age of 22, I had this. I had no idea I was going through this. I had no idea I was in the midst of heart failure, but I was. And thanks to a proactive doctor, my personal care physician, family care physician, at a yearly physical, heard a heart murmur, and instead of going by the textbook and saying, let's wait 3 months and monitor this, he sent me immediately for an echocardiogram. I didn't have 3 months to live. I had weeks, if not days, based off of my surgeon, who told me after my surgery that my heart was in really bad shape, and that I'm lucky that my doctor sent me for a screening when he did, for an echocardiogram when he did, because if he would have waited, I would have never met that surgeon, because I would have been in the ground. And that's why this is so important to me. That's why I take this so seriously. That's why I started Heart and Hound. Because we're trying to bring education, we're trying to bring advocacy, and we're trying to raise funds to fund heart screenings for young adults and young athletes and young people all around. Because the more hearts we can screen, the more abnormalities we can find, and the more lives we can save. That's why our motto is prevention is the standard, not the exception. My story currently, as it stands today, is an exception. Not many kids get the second chance I got. Not many families get the second chance to have their child living a full, happy life. And it's a tragedy. And I'm tired of seeing the headlines of another young athlete falling over, collapsing in the middle of play, in the middle of practice, or after practice, or whatever. I'm tired of it. So why is it so important? Because of that. Because I am living proof of how these echocardiograms can save lives. Because it saved my life. So remember, stay healthy. Have a good weekend. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this video out with families, parents, sport administration, school administration, sport directors, athletic directors, anybody that you can put this out to that has their hands tied to young athletes and young adults. Send it out to them, because this literally could be the difference between life and death. Have a good weekend, everybody. Have a good week. Stay healthy.